Yes, welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on Lockdown Wednesday here in Melbourne. Because let's turn our attention now to hockey in particular, and of course we're heading to the Melton Hockey Club. And of course we've got four very special guests joining us right now to tell us a bit about how's it been like in 2021 for out there at Melton. Thanks all for you for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
I will get all four of you to introduce yourselves and tell us a bit about this, I guess, crazy year of hockey in 2021.
Oh, hi, I'm Kylie. I'm Matt's wife. Matt's the president of the hockey club. I play in our women's two side. Our kids all play junior hockey.
And you've been
gone right in the face. I don't know if you can see that. I had a taste of coaching this year with the other under 10 girls, but yeah, we got a bit of a season this year, which was really good. It was really good to see two strong women's sides. We had two extremely full women's sides. We had a good year, considering it was only half a season. I think I would claim it as a very successful season. I think we had a lot of success across the board, which is good. A few more wins would have been nice, but in regards to members and players, we absolutely nailed it, which is good.
Yeah, Matt, I'm the chairperson of the club. Just trying to get us on the pitch pretty much was the aim this year, which we did for half a season. We only played 10 rounds, I think. So we had some really strong numbers from the drive that Kylie Faye sort of did, and the road shows and that we did within the schools. We actually increased our numbers, where Hockey Victoria actually had a decrease in membership across the board, but we actually increased, which was really good for our region and the area. So yeah, we did quite well. So
Kat. Yes, I was meant to start last year, but we didn't even get the season to go ahead. Kylie came to my cricket grand final. Her, Tracy and Hayley taught me into starting hockey. I was like, I don't think I'll be able to do that. It's way too much running, but me into it, come to do all the pre-season last year, and then we didn't even get to play a game. So I was grateful that this year we actually got to play some games, and they're a great bunch of ladies there.
Fantastic. I'm Kylie Faye James. I'm on the board at Melton Hockey Club, and I'm assistant coach of the senior women's and coach of the women's two side. So yeah, last year we put a lot of work in on pre-season, and then we didn't get to play, and then this year we put a lot of work in and built on what we'd already started, and we got a full 10 rounds in, which was absolutely fantastic. It was a bit of a pity that we couldn't continue, but what can you do, and we kept building through the season. Our numbers kept growing with the women through the season, and with the fellas we picked up a couple of extras there as well, and in the juniors. So it's actually been a really successful year, given that it was a short year, right across the board. So it's very exciting going forward.
Where the club's located, you got a pretty amazing growing area out there in Melton, out there in the west. I guess how important is it to engage with the community and get people involved in hockey out there in the western suburbs, or outer western suburbs, I should say?
Our club is very active with the council and in local community groups. We go and do the Get Active programs on the school holidays, and Hockey Victoria run a program in the schools that we support and send people in to help with, and they're huge drivers for our bringing people into the sport. They're absolutely huge drivers. So that's really good for new players and young players. So yeah, it's really important to be active out in the community, and I think that's one of the things that our club does well. Could we improve? Yeah, we can. Everybody can, but our club does that really well. Wouldn't you agree, Matt?
Yeah, definitely. We've got a couple of good advocates that really get involved with it. Our current secretary, he's actually represents HV in the road shows, so which is even better, So we do a lot of work within the schools, and he knows a lot of the schools on like the principals and the sporting facility people actually personally sort of thing, not just from that role. So which is really helpful as well. So yeah, but getting the kids activated back into sport is a massive thing at the moment. Even the Vic Police are getting involved with it again now, trying to get every kid back activated with sport and clubs and all that sort of stuff to try and get them off the streets and out of trouble, which is great as well from them.
But I also think now with COVID, a lot of them have got depression. I work as an ambulance, seen it a lot. They're suicidal, these young kids. So getting out, getting to sport, it's going to help them a lot with their mental health.
Matt, you just mentioned before, I think it was the very first question that you answered about the school side thing, and obviously where your club had a most successful year in regards to that compared to everywhere else around Victoria where it was down. I guess considering, we've technically had half a year or half a season really of hockey and most of the year's been in lockdown again. I guess how important is that? And especially now we're going to be out of lockdown in 2 days' time. How important is that now going forward now from here that you've started something that hopefully can continue on?
Yeah, it's going to be hard because at the moment it's up in the air whether we can go back and play and all that sort of stuff. It's only training as such at the moment with certain numbers. But getting the kids reconnected with us, I suppose, getting in contact with them and trying to get them to come back is a massive thing. We're actually running a half pitch sort of competition over summer for 8 weeks. I think it is in the qualified 8 weeks.
Yeah, I think it's about 6 weeks. So
6 weeks, which is just to come down and have fun. So like a round robin thing, and you just pick teams when you're there, and you just play in the team every week and just have a 20-minute game. Just to get people around the club and get them socialising again. So, yeah, it's going to be a challenge to try and get them back, but hopefully they will come back.
If Kylie Faye has anything to do with it, they'll all be back.
I try. What can I say?
Can't say no to that face.
I can be convincing, can't I?
Yeah, just a wee bit.
Yeah. It's so good, that whole community and the socialization, it's so good for the mental health and not just of the players but the parents as well. So for so long we've been cooped up in our 4 walls, and I know myself that I've struggled with, it's been difficult with not having that socialization that we had previously. So for a lot of people it's probably one of their only outlets, to socialise and feel that they're a part of a community. So it's really right across the board. It's really important for everyone. And through the summer, we'll be running barbecues as restrictions allow, obviously, and just to recreate and just build on that whole community and the village experience as well.
Obviously, you mentioned before, Matt, that as of, is it next Friday, isn't it? That you said going back to training, just training purely. Yeah. And obviously when we get to A, which I think might be the end of this month or start of next month, obviously it gets back to competition-wise. I guess what's the plan? Or are you heavily relying on what Hockey Victoria says?
Yeah, we've got to really wait for them to give us the okay to go ahead. And also the council have to open the facility for us to be able to actually
of course,
work, be a club, if you know what I mean. At the moment, it's sort of just 10 people can gather, not the club at a club associated activity, I suppose you could call it. So once they open it up for us, then we'll have a bit more of an idea of what we can and can't do, and move forward from there. But definitely keen to get back down there. So yeah, I'm a bit rusty. I tried that the other week and paid dearly for it for a couple of weeks. So I need to warm up this time before I do anything. So took the kids down there for a hit and knocked myself out for a couple of days. So wasn't good. So.
But we are hoping to be able to run our Summer Sevens competition, which Matt touched on earlier, and that's a half field competition, and with 7 players aside and a good bench, and we select the teams from whoever the players are down there, so we mix the skills, so it's real fun, inclusive environment and it's a real get to know the other people around the club. So it's a really good competition and really builds the community and relationships, you know. So we are planning on being able to run that as well as the Hockey Victoria comp. They're running a summer competition, and we're hoping to enter 1, possibly 2 teams into that as well.
Going into 2022, obviously this year's a complete whitewash, either way. So 2022, what's the plans, I guess, once like everything goes back to some normality into 2022?
We will start pre-seasoning towards the end of January, and the invitation will go out for anyone wanting to participate in the senior competition to pre-season, and we'll touch base with all the juniors are just on the fringe who would have trained with the seniors in the second half of the season but missed that opportunity so we'll touch base with them and try to encourage them to come to our pre-season training. Hockey Victoria run junior championship competition, and that's earlier in the year. So these young juniors of ours who show so much promise will be incorporated build into that junior competition as well as state champs competition as well. So for the women, we fielded 2 very full teams. We were in such a healthy position with numbers. It's fantastic. And if that progression of those juniors comes through, we'll actually be looking at fielding a thirds women's team for the first time in a lot of years. So that's really, really exciting. And with the men, they've had great success with our firsts and our seconds. And our thirds is, with the men, is our team that older players or social players want to play in that aren't as competitive, and it's really good to help the juniors fellas come through the ranks in that team as well. So we support them, and it's not as competitive it's not as competitive, so we're able to support them and help them to grow. So going forward, that's our plan. So we'll field 3 seniors, 3 women's, 3 men's in the junior competition, and a team at every level, and possibly 2 teams in the under 14s because of the under girls team, a full team for girls in under 14s, and of course our masters as well. So it's really exciting. We've got a lot going for us.
Mm.
And then also you got the road shows as well at the start of the year, term 1.
Yep.
Term 1? Yeah, term 1.
Yeah, summer term 1.
So yeah, we're going to go to 5 schools as well early in the year if we can get in.
If we can get in.
And then run our internal programs from there as well.
Mm.
So that's normally a minimum sort of 50 kids running around with sticks. So it's good. So
for people that should get involved in hockey, what will be your advice to them, especially how they can go about getting in contact with the club to get involved in it?
Maybe you can answer that because you were new to the club. So what would your advice be?
Kylie, Tracy and Hayley dragged me to the club, and that's how. But a lot of them people just come from friends that they know that play, and they come and play, but they can search them up on the internet if they want to play hockey too. Yeah.
Look at Facebook.
You'd never played before, so how did you find coming into it after you'd never played before? How did you go with that?
Well, I play a lot of sports, so I think that helped me because I play netball, so that would have helped. I play cricket, I play baseball, so playing those other sports, each one of them actually helped me a bit with hockey, I think, so I could understand some of it. it's just a hell of a lot of running, and that's what I was afraid of. But you found me the perfect position where I don't need to run too much. So
if everyone does their role, you don't have to run much.
So it's not your fault. It's everyone else. It's on everyone else how much you have to run.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but you can get us on the Facebook, website, Instagram. Like we're out and about in the community.
Just Google it.
Yeah, just Google Melton Hockey Club, and you'll be able to get in contact with us for sure.
The question I actually didn't ask in the last interview last year, which I'm going to ask now, which is, do you have any important sponsors that you want to promote, or how important they've been throughout, especially this pandemic year, the last 2 years, I should say?
Yeah, we've got AJ's Pizzas, Mixed Jump and Play, and Explosive Bowling. They all give us Player of the Match vouchers for the juniors for every round, for every game, every year. I like every grade as well. So they support us majorly in that sort of stuff. Who else is there? You got Kylie Faye's company.
The Muscle Whisperer.
Muscle Whisperer.
Tends to all of our wounds, all our injuries.
Yeah. Does on sidelines
on field,
treatment sometimes.
Treatment, strapping, you name it, she's got you.
You got Graham at Safe and Sound in Melton there, does your brakes and all that sort of stuff. Motor, mechanical repairs and all that sort of stuff. Who else is there, Kylie Faye?
Tiz's Plants.
Oh yeah,
Tiz Plants, Tiz Hair. They sponsored our Hook into Hockey program and Stick to Hockey program.
Yeah, the internal programs for us.
JT Construction.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You guys should know this.
Yeah. There's too many.
I could have had a list I could read from.
You're gonna give us a bit of warning. You know what? Our sponsors are so amazing. They're that good. We can't. Yeah, we've got us baffled.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah, but yeah, the help that they do give us is great as well. We're only a small club in the way of that, a small sport, I suppose you'd say. We don't get the exposure like a lot of other sporting clubs do. So everyone that does help it is very, very good and helps us a lot. So you got the council, they help us out a lot as well, and Lend Lease as well.
Just Hockey.
Just Hockey, yeah, they give us a good sponsorship with equipment to help us get
and
the goalies safe.
Our trophy
Peter Multi-Services. Yeah, Peter Multi-Services.
He always looks after us. He's brilliant. He's so good.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, gets it done on short times as well, because I'm normally running late with the trophies, so he's normally getting me ready for presentation night. So last minute, so no, he's really good for us.
Self-made electrics.
Yeah, one of the coaches, he's got his own electrical business and he sponsors us as well. So I think that's about it.
Yeah,
you've done pretty well.
We are very fortunate and value our sponsors immensely. And a lot of them are from internal relationships. Yeah, so that's really nice.
With your summer one coming up very soon, I guess for everyone that should get, once we're out of lockdown, which won't be too much longer, whereabouts is your home ground for everyone across Melbourne that should head over to the Melton Hockey Club?
So we're at the sports precinct on Bridge Road, down behind the athletics track. And we'll be down there Friday nights from about 6 o'clock, the first competition for the juniors, and then the senior competition afterwards. And the senior competition will be for 15-year-olds and up. And yeah, we'll be down there every Friday night from when we're allowed until Christmas, basically.
Look us up on social media. All the details will be there.
Yeah.
Well, Well, all for you. Thank you so much for giving up your time to join us. It's awesome having all for you on the show. Hopefully, I'll be coming out to Melton as well once we're out of lockdown, and hopefully once you got your summer competition underway, and it'd be great to go out there and check it out. And thank you so much for coming on the show and in our on this lockdown edition.
Make sure you
Thanks
wear
for
your
having
runners.
us.
You've got a spare
Thanks for the
stick for
opportunity.
you.
Like to get him a top to hang behind him.
Make,
Mustang
make
stop.
sure you wear your runners. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That's all you need. She'll tell you that's all you need. Own a pair of runners, we can sort out the rest.
And that's
Carol's
easy.
told the same thing. That's all you need. Pair of shoes, you'll be fine.
That's right.
Runners.
No worries at all. And that's the Melton Hockey Club there, because we'll put all the details up on how you can get involved. Obviously, with the Friday competition, hopefully be underway very soon. We'll put all the details up on how you can get involved down there at the Melton Hockey Club. There's more on the Smash Sports Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 10th year celebration.